So, HBO just dropped the Season 3 announcement and suddenly everything we thought we understood about the Pitt. Yeah, throw it out the window. Because this is not just a new season, this feels like a reset, a warning, and honestly, maybe even a quiet goodbye to the version of these characters we've been holding on to. Now let's talk about that trailer. Or should I say, that very suspiciously emotional trailer. Because did you notice how calm everything looked on the surface? Almost too calm. And if this show has taught us anything, it's that peace in the Pit never lasts. Not even for 5 minutes. We're officially heading into a time jump. Months have passed. Lives have shifted. And somehow, everything feels heavier. Like something happened during that gap that we weren't allowed to see. And honestly, isn't that more terrifying than watching it happen? Now here's the big question everyone keeps asking. When is Season 3 actually coming out? Based on production updates and HBO's pattern, the show is expected to return around early 2027. Yeah. I know. That sounds painfully far. But if filming really kicks off this summer like planned, January or February suddenly feels very realistic. And let's be honest, this show owns the start of the year emotional damage slot at this point. But timing aside, the real tea is in the character shifts. Let's start with Robbie. Because wow, what exactly are we walking into here? The trailer doesn't show a man who's fixed. It shows a man who is trying, and those are two very different things. He looks calmer, sure. But also, quieter. And when someone like Robbie gets quiet, isn't that when you should be the most worried? We already know Season 3 is supposed to focus on his healing journey. But healing in the Pit doesn't mean therapy sessions and soft music. It means confrontation. It means facing every bad decision, every harsh word, every moment he pushed people away, especially Al-Hashimi. And speaking of her, can we just admit something? That relationship is not okay. Not even close. She trusted him. She opened up. And what did he do? He turned that vulnerability into pressure. Whether he meant to or not, the damage is done. And the trailer makes it very clear, she hasn't moved on. If anything, she looks more determined. More focused. Almost like she's trying to prove something, not just to him, but to herself. And honestly, that's dangerous. Because when someone starts chasing validation in a place like the Pit, it never ends well. Now let's talk about the biggest emotional blow. Dr. Mohan. Or should I say, the absence of Dr. Mohan. Because yes, technically she's not gone. But also, she's not there. And that somehow feels worse. The show is basically saying, don't worry, she still exists, you just won't see her. And I don't know about you, but that feels like a soft goodbye disguised as a scheduling decision. And the worst part? Her storyline actually made sense. She was burned out. She was pushed too far. And instead of getting support, she got judged, mostly by Robbie. So her stepping away isn't shocking. It's inevitable. But here's what's interesting, the trailer doesn't feel emptier without her. It feels rearranged. Like someone else is stepping into that emotional space. And that brings us to Dr. Parker Ellis. More screen time. Bigger role. More pressure. And if you've been paying attention, you already know what that means. The night shift energy. It's creeping into the main story. Slowly. Quietly. But it's there. And honestly, that shift could change everything about how this show feels. Because let's be real, the night crew doesn't carry the same chaos. They carry something else. Something almost unpredictable. But here's where things start getting really interesting. Because the trailer drops hints, very subtle ones, about storylines that are far from over. Jesse's situation. Still unresolved. Javadi's future. Completely up in the air. And Santos, still stuck in that emotional loop that never seems to go anywhere good. It's like every character is standing at a crossroads, and no one knows which direction they're about to take. And that's exactly what makes this season feel different. Not louder. Not bigger. Just more uncertain. And if there's one thing the Pit does better than anything else, it's turning uncertainty into absolute chaos. But here's the question no one is asking yet. If Season 3 is about healing, then why does it feel like everything is about to fall apart all over again? And here's the thing that doesn't sit right with me. If this season is really about healing, then why does every single character look like they're one bad shift away from completely breaking? Let's go back to Robbie for a second. Because something about his arc just feels unfinished. Yes, the showrunner said he's trying to heal. Yes, the trailer shows a calmer version of him. But are we really supposed to believe that one emotional moment with a baby suddenly fixed everything? Because that final scene from Season 2. That wasn't closure. That was a pause. A temporary reset. And now Season 3 is picking up after that pause, but what if the damage didn't go away? What if it just went quiet? And that's the scary part. Because people like Robbie don't explode every time. Sometimes, they implode. Slowly. Quietly. And by the time everyone notices, it's already too late. Now let's talk about Jesse. Because I refuse to believe the show is just going to move on like nothing happened. Being taken by ICE wasn't just a side storyline, it was one of the most intense, emotional arcs in the entire show. And you're telling me we're just supposed to wait and see? No. That story is coming back. It has to. The question is, when it does, will Jesse even be the same person anymore?